It's with extreme excitement that I welcome to our virtual stage Simone Vincenzi. Simone.
Hey, thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for joining. If you are excited about this session, just give me a whoop, whoop here in the comment. So this is our sign that we are all on the same page. It's going to be whoop, whoop. So give me a whoop, whoop if we are on the same page. I'm going to start sharing the screen in a moment. And what we're going to talk about today is how to become an authority in your field, how to become known in your field. Because you can be the best in your field, you can be incredibly skilled, you can be really good with your clients, you can have a great mission and want to change the world. But if no one knows about you, then you become and remain the best kept secret. And so now is about standing out from the crowd. This is what this session is going to be, and we are going to look at different ways in which you can build your brand, you can get in front of more people, reach new audiences, and create a profile that attracts opportunities. That's what we are going to talk about. So if you're excited about this, give me a whoop whoop here in the comment, and I'm going to get started with the screen share. If you can let me know, yes, I can see here in the comment. If you can see the screen share, that will be incredibly useful for me as a feedback, because we are going to get started on the presentation from expert to authority. This is going to be an interactive workshop, so you're going to love it. And you're going to discover the formula to become an authority in your field ASAP, as soon as possible. Now, this is what we are going to cover today. First of all, we are going to look at how do we navigate the new era which we are in, to not just thrive and not just survive. Because like the world that we were living in 2 weeks ago, just 2 3 weeks ago, is a very different world than what we are living in now. And as much as we want things to get back to normal, probably things will never get back to normal. There's going to be a new normal, which means that you need to be different in your business. So we're going to look at that. Then we're going to look at the journey from expert to authority. What is the journey and what steps do you need to take to become an authority in your field? Now we're going to look at attraction, how to create an attractive profile with the MVP system. How to create a profile that gives you opportunities, that gets you places, that allows you to live your purpose. And then the other thing that we're going to look at is the ASAP formula to becoming a trusted celebrity in your field. Now, right now, in this specific time, is all about trust. Why do you buy from someone? It's because you trust that the money that you spend is going to give you the service that you want. In anything, you go and buy a car, you trust that the money that you spend in a car is going to give you what you want. You invest in a coach, you know that the money you invest in a coach is going to give you what you want. And it's all about trust. And in particular, right now, in a time where everything is shaken, the most important thing you can show people is how can they trust you? And so we are going to look at the ASAP formula to do that. But remember, nothing is going to work if you don't take action. Like, you can have all the best piece of information. Daniel said it before a lot. You can have the best piece of information, the best strategies, but if you don't take action, then nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to be different. Nothing is going to work out. Then you can complain as much as you want, but a lot of time we need to look at ourselves, because the result that we get is the result of the actions that we take. So it's really important to have this bear in mind. Now, remember, this is an interactive workshop. So are you ready to be focused and give 100%? Like, I want you to turn off your distractions. I want you to be focused right now, because I'm going to go pretty quick and I'm going to share a lot of resources, tools. And right now I don't have the luxury of coming back and say them again. So are you ready to be focused and give it 100%? Give me a whoop whoop in a comment if you are, so that we know that we are on the same page, because I want your full attention so that you can get the results that you want. Otherwise, you rather switch off and do something else. I don't want doublers here. And the other thing that I'm gonna ask is that if I deliver what I promised today, is it okay if I spend a few minutes at the end to give you an opportunity to get faster results? Is that okay for that? All right, give me a whoop whoop if that's okay for you, and then we are getting started. So as I mentioned, we are moving into a new era. We are moving into a new era. Things there is something probably you've heard about this. There is this coronavirus stuff happening. Maybe you've heard it a couple of times. Well, the reality is that coronavirus is accelerating something that was going to happen anyway, a shift that was going to happen anyway. And right now, there is an incredible need for people like coaches, consultant, therapist, health practitioner, business coaches, that everything that is not working in society has been amplified and showed by this catalyst called coronavirus. You go around the aisles and well, before you could buy stuff, now you see you see emptiness in the real world. You go out in the streets, there are no people around. You go in shops, they are closed. But while the outside world, and this is really important, please write this down because it's going to be incredibly important. While the outside world is slowing down, there is another word which is speeding up, and that's the online word. Now, if you see how many online sessions have been done, how many people are starting online businesses right now, the acceleration that happened in the online world is nothing like we have ever seen before in history, which that creates a problem. Which creates a problem for everyone because now the market is even more crowded. If you're a coach, a speaker, or a therapist or a consultant, you know that there are a lot of them. And you go to a networking event and everyone is that you meet is another coach, is another speaker, is another consultant. Now it's going to be even more amplified. There are going to be even more. And I remember when I started out in this industry about 9 years ago, actually. It was 9 years ago. And I started attending every single training, online, offline, every single seminar I could. I was very different then. I was a big hippie. You can see me. I was like bald with a big hat and the glasses. The person beside me is my business partner, Ben, and we actually met at that event 9 years ago, and then started a company that then turned into what GTEx is. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about that in a moment. But once I was attending all these trainings and I was seeing all these other coaches, consultant, I had one question in mind that I asked myself: how can you stand out? Because I realized that, and I've tried. I was going to all the networking events. I was messaging 100 people at a time, doing all the things that every person told me to do to build my business. But I found it incredibly slow. I found it that I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't need your services," or I find that a lot of people saying, "Oh, you know what? I need to think about it." So how can I stand out? How can I get actually people interested in me and what I can offer, and showing them that I have a message for them and showing that I have a big mission in life? And so we started out, like we went out. And Daniel said before that the importance of making fast decisions. We didn't sit around. We didn't have any money at the time because both myself and my business partner, we quit our business and we quit our jobs, so we didn't have any income coming in. And I remember we found this room in an organic farm, and I negotiated in this organic farm called the Hackney City Farm. Is in Hackney. Maybe you know that. Let me know in the comment if you know about Hackney City Farm. And we had this room for about 7 events that we were able to negotiate. It was that was the start. We started going around and doing flash mobs in Trafalgar Square, saying interested into personal development. I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone, by the way, to use this as a marketing strategy because it flopped. We spent 2 months of marketing that bloody flash mob. We had like one person turning up at Trafalgar Square. So I wouldn't recommend you to do that. But what I want to say that we didn't allow our lack of resources or lack of money or a lack of knowledge to stop us from getting out there and to do something different. And that led to 8 years down the line, building a global community with thousands of members, which we help building their businesses. We build 3 companies. I now write officially for Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine, the Huffington Post, deliver TEDx Talk. So all that we learned actually in terms of standing out and getting out there, then led to building 3 companies, investing in other businesses, having a corporate sales training side, and doing in about 5 to 6 years what actually many businesses in this space do in about 20 to 30 years. And that's why I'm so excited about sharing with you what are the strategies, because it can literally turn years into months, or can turn decades into years, depending on what goals, of course, you have. So if you're excited about what I'm going to share with you, give me a whoop whoop here in the comments. And as well, if you have any question throughout the training, I'm keeping an eye on the chat. So if you have any question throughout the training, I'm always I'm looking down. I got my phone. I'm keeping an eye on the live stream and the chat that is happening on the group. So let me know, and I will ask you as well to interact with me and to do exercises, because the more you interact, the more you will get out, and I will give you stuff to think about. How can you get out there? How can you be more visible? What companies you can approach? So this is all coming up. What message you can share with the world? This is all coming up in a moment. I just wanted to make sure and say that, so we are on the same page. Now, I want to talk about the journey. This is the next part. So we understand that we live in a different world and we need to do something different, because things are going to be even more crowded. And the answer is then to become an authority in your field. If you become an authority in your field, it means that you are known. It means that you can help and support more people. You have a lot of people listening to your message. Not only have a lot of clients, but the impact that you want to make. I love working. I'm impact driven. For me, money is a byproduct. It's important, but impact is my primary driver. And I know if no one hears me, or no one can trust, or no one listens to me, my impact is very, very, very limited. So I need to do something different. So I want you to identify, where are you at in your journey? So there are different levels. We start at the hobby stage. The hobby stage is the stage where you're finding something, you're really passionate about it, you are studying, you're researching, you're learning. It's not necessarily your business right now. It's not necessarily something you're earning from with. Is something that you have an idea that it will be nice to build, but you are really passionate about that topic. You spend hours watching YouTube videos, learning, studying, listening to podcasts, reading books, all around that topic. But if you don't have you're not thinking about running a business, or you don't even have the first few clients, that's where the hobby stage is at. Then you have the expert stage. Now, the expert stage is now where you are not only really good because you've done your research, you've done your studying, you have worked with clients, so then, or can be even pro bono clients, so you spend years in a field. Maybe you were doing this as a job, and now you want to start your business. It's not that what you've done for the past 10, 15 years suddenly gets eradicated. If you are really good at what you do in that particular field, guess what happened? You can start your own business already, and you are already at the expert stage. You don't need to start. I work with a lot of people, and they say, "Oh, but I just started my business." The expert stage is, how well do you know? And first of all, if do you have other people saying that you are really good at what you do? It's not just about you saying, "Oh, I know this stuff." But it's about, do you have others, whether it's clients, whether it's people that you've worked with, whether it's people that you've studied with, that can guarantee, can say to you about you that you're really good at what you do. That's when you know you are the expert stage. Then you have the influencer stage. Now, at the expert stage, you're also starting your business, and you're earning money from what you are doing, from what you love the most doing. But then you're going to the influencer stage, which is about impact, which is about reach, is not having few people saying that you're really good at what you do, or now you have hundreds of thousands of people that can say that you're really good at what you do, that they are following you, they are following your material. I remember the moment we realized we were at the influencer stage is that one day, I sent an email, and with one email I made about like £23,000. First time that ever happened. And I was like, how did that happen? Because I remember only like 3-4 years before how difficult it was just to make £100, to get my only client to pay me sometimes even 30 to 40 pound an hour. How difficult it was it? Now I send an email, boom, 23 grand. Sweet. We like that. But is the result of the work that I've done that made that possible, and the people that found valuable what I had to share, that followed me for between different platforms. Then you have the last stage, which is the authority stage, where you are the number one in your field. Now remember, there are two types of authorities. There is an authority locally and an authority globally. Now, to become the number one absolutely in the world, man, that's a lot of work. We are talking about decades. We are talking about the Oprah. We are talking about the Les Brown. We are talking about the Tony Robbins. But you can become an authority locally in your micro niche, in your specific field, and in your local area. What happens is that if you then focus on that side, guess what happens? Then is that you can leverage that credibility to reach even more people. And then maybe your goal is to become the number one in the world, because you know that by becoming the number one in the world, you have more people listening to you, and the impact that you're making is bigger. Maybe you know that, and that's what you want to focus on. Or maybe you just want to say, I want a nice business for me and my family. It gives me the freedom that I want. I can make an impact in my local community, and I'm happy to have a business in the expert stage. Or you want to say, I'm so driven by impact. I want millions of people to listen to me. I'm not necessarily driven to become the number one, to become the best. That's not what motivates me. But I want my message to be heard. And so you are striving to go to the influencer stage. So now what I want to ask you is, based on what you know now, this is what I want to ask you. At what stage are you at? And what is the stage that you want to achieve? So two questions. What is the stage that you are right now? And remember, this is not a competition. We all start somewhere. We all start at the hobby stage. Some people are going to be at the influencer stage. Some people are going to be the expert stage. Some people, if you're at the authority stage, I don't know what are you doing here, unless you're a speaker, of course. But that's probably not gonna be here. But at the expert, where are you at? Are you at the hobby stage right now? And which stage do you want to build your business to? Are you at the expert stage? Maybe you want to become an authority, become the number one in the world, or it's all about your message, and you want to be at the influencer stage. Are you an influencer? Where are you at? So let me know. Thank you. We have Shirhan, Obi, but want to become an influencer. So keep them coming. I'm going to read in a moment. So there is a bit of delay here from the live to the comments. So I'm going to come back to the comments in a moment. Now, I set myself the goal of becoming an authority in my field. That's the goal that I set to myself 9 years ago when I started. Why did I set myself that goal? Now, I remember reading a quote by Zig Ziglar and said, everyone should have a goal to become a millionaire. It's not about the million, it's about the person that you become to achieve that goal. So when I heard about this concept of hobby, expert, influencer, authority, I said, you know what? I might never become the number one in the world. But who will I become as a person? What will be the impact that I will make in other people's life and businesses if I have that goal for myself? And that's why, probably I've heard this before, shoot for the stars and, you might land on the moon. It's very cliche, but if you're taking the cliche aside, it is true. It is true. And then I had to ask myself this other question, like, why do I struggle then to create wealth and make an impact? Because I started having, for the first 3 years of my business, I wasn't making any money. I was like, I'm putting all these hours in, I'm putting all this work in, but I have very little to show for. I have very, very little to show for. And you know, when you have these moments where you have to look in the mirror, you have to look in the mirror and say, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What can I do different? Daniel said something before that, if you keep doing the wrong thing over and over again, it's not that things are going to get better. And that was the situation where I was in. I kept doing the wrong things over and over again, expecting things to be better. Kept going to hundreds of calls and hundreds of networking events. I kept going to messaging 100 people every week and getting blocked from Facebook for all the amount of messages that I was sending. I kept annoying people because I was desperate for that money. And that was another thing that I had to look at myself. Because if I come really from a place of service, I'm there whether that person says yes or no. And as I told you before, I'm driven more by impact than by money. Money is about product. It's nice. We made a few millions with our company. It's good. Mwah, bless you. Thank you. But the impact that we're making in families, that's what drives me more. And so I had to look at myself and say, you know what? What can I do? What can I do to create more impact? And then I extended the question, what can we do to create more wealth and impact? So why do experts struggle? Why was I struggling? Well, there are a few reasons why. Expert struggles because people don't know about them. No one knew about me. I started going. I come from Italy. Come from another country. you know. I could barely speak English when I came here to the UK. As a very good Italian, I started in the catering industry, as every good Italian does. What do you do? I'm a waiter. I started working in restaurants. All I could say was, would you like your steak rare or medium rare? Can I change your fork? Can I change your knife? Would you like a dessert, madame? That's all I was gonna. That's all I would say. So when I started, no one knew about me, and it was very difficult getting my ideas across. The other reason why experts struggle to create wealth and make an impact is that they don't get the right opportunities. So I then started getting out there, and in my little circle, then after a while, people started knowing about the company, about myself, after the first 2 years. But I wasn't getting the right opportunities. I felt I was always playing in a smaller league, and I was looking up to all these people running these large events and speaking everywhere, speaking at summit, writing in magazines, having incredible reviews from their clients for the impact that they've made. And I was like, I wish I had those opportunities. And the other thing that I realized that was missing as well is that I didn't even know how to monetize the opportunities I had. In fact, I had some opportunities, but because I didn't know how to monetize them or didn't know how to leverage those opportunities, guess what happened? Nothing. Exactly. That's what happened. Nothing happened. And so I was blaming the fact that I didn't have opportunities. I was blaming the fact that people didn't know about me. And I was blaming the fact that, why no one cares? I want to help. And I realized that there was one thing that I wasn't doing, and I was building my profile. And in fact, that's the major reasons why experts, change makers, coaches, trainers, they stay in the unknown because they're not building their profile. Now, some of you might be saying, well, but it's not about me. It's about my message. It's about the people that I want to help. I don't want to make it about me. I'm a catalyst for the change that I want to make. And I get it. I get that. But it is about you. It is about you, because if people don't trust you and if people don't listen to you, they're not even listening to your message. And so it is about you. And you have to make it about you. Now, you don't have to make it about you in terms of, look at me, how great I am. It's not about that. But it's important to understand that for someone to trust you, you need to blow your own trumpet. If you don't blow your own trumpet, who else is going to blow it for you? Who else? Tell me. Because if you don't come to me and say, hey, this is what I can do for you, this is my message, this is what the impact that I made, how the heck do I know? And how the heck do I trust you? You might be the right person to work with me and to serve it and to serve me. But I'm going to work with that person that is going to say, actually, this is what I can do for you. And I understand that some people say, well, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to come across as bragging. There is a difference between bragging for your ego and sharing so someone has the right information to make the correct decision for them. Does it make sense? Like, give me a whoop whoop here in the comment if what I'm saying it makes sense, because these are the reasons why experts, coaches, entrepreneurs, they don't make an impact right now. Now I'm going back to the comment, and I can see Bunmi that says business hobby, want to go to influencer. Then hobby, want to be an influencer, Blanca, and motivational speaker. Expert on living the best, yes, Siska, expert on living the best ever midlife. Then we have Jabal. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Business hobby to authority. Farzana expert. Let me know. Put them in the comments. What stage are you at? So there is one thing that I'm going to stress throughout this presentation a million times, which is the importance of building your profile, the importance of standing out from the crowd so that your message can be heard and you can be seen. Once you do that, you can do what you want. Once you have that, trust me, you can do what you want. You can have an influence and an impact that you have no idea. Now, how do we make that happen? Well, to create that, to make that happen, we have developed the GTEx method. We have worked with more than 10,000 clients, and we found that there were patterns. And these are things that you need in your business. Your strategy. You need to have a clear strategies to get known. You need to have a signature methodology that makes you stand out from the crowd, so then someone can actually pay what you're worth. You need to build your audience. So then you have people that you're impacting and that are listening to you. And then you need to build your profile so that people can trust you. And that's the GTEx method. And it's not just getting known for the sake of getting known. It is getting known strategically. It's not about vanity. Oh, look how many followers I have. How many broke influencers there are. I used to work with a client, and we started working together. I was really excited because when she said, so I asked her, so tell me a bit more about your business. She said, I have a big following. So, oh, tell me more. It's like, I've got about 50,000 followers throughout social media platforms. And they were real followers, not like the fake one that you can buy. And they were real people, engaged people that were following her. And I said, okay, that's great. So tell me how much you're making in your business. About like, well, 1,000 to 2,000 pounds, $2,000. It's like, what? So, say it again. You have 50,000 people following you, loving you, and you're making $1,000 to $2,000 a month. I was like, we had 5,000 followers at the time, and we were making $250,000. So I said, well, there is something wrong here. That was about 3 years ago. So there is something wrong here. We need to work on your monetization strategy, because that's is not just about getting known for the sake of getting known, but it's getting known with a purpose. So then you can have more impact. You are getting known in the right places, and you are getting known because for a clear business strategy. And I can't stress enough how important it is. That's why we have created the GTEx method. So then you can build your profile in the right way. And today we are going to mainly specifically talk about the profile building side. That's what we're going to be talking today. And we're going now to go into the section of attraction. Now we're going to talk about the MVP system to create an attractive profile. Because once you have an attractive profile, then you have people that are coming to you instead of consistently chasing them. Now, how did I came up with how did I notice this? When did the shift happen for me? The shift happened for me in one specific moment where I remember I was attending about a networking event every day. Now, I'm a machine. Uh, if I want something, I'll get it. That's the kind of person I am. I will work until I get it. I don't care how long it takes. Ask my wife. Ask my wife. But she basically gave up. I said, okay, I'm going to marry you. But that's another story. But I was being so inefficient, like going to these hundreds of networking events. And I remember once I spoke at one of these networking events. And trust me, my talk was terrible. Every 2 minutes, someone was raising their hand saying, can you repeat again? I, I don't really understood what you were talking about. That's how bad my English was. That's how bad my presentation was at that time. But I remember then after the presentation I had, and I wasn't even selling anything, it was just sharing information. I had 5, 6 people. There was a group of about 12. But 5 or 6 came to me and said, oh, I loved what you had to say. Can you help me out with this? I was like, what did just happen here? What did just happen here? I've been a part of this networking group and coming every day for about 2 months. And now, just because I'm speaking, now you're interested? So I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. And once you build an attractive profile, then we're going to look at the messaging. You will have more people that are coming to you, which means that you can have relevant conversations with them. You can talk to the people that are actually interested in what you're doing instead of just, you know, talking to a bunch of people that don't really give a damn about what you do. Don't give a damn that you're a coach. Don't give a damn that you have this big mission. I used to talk to my friends a lot. They didn't give a damn about what I was doing back in Italy. That they care about it now after kind of made it, had a certain level of success. And then they say, oh, what did you do? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing that I told you about 6 years ago. That you said that you didn't care about. That's another story. So what's the MVP system? So first of all, the question I want to ask you, I want you to comment here below, is what makes an attractive profile for you, in your opinion? What makes a profile that attracts opportunities? What is that for you? Let me know. Let me know below. What makes an attractive profile? I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read some of the comments in a moment. But there are 3 things. Number one is your message. Your message needs to be clear. You need to have a message that moves someone from where they are to where they want to be. You need to have a message that shakes their soul inside and says, yes, I hear that. I hear how important it is, and I hear you. I hear where you're coming from. I can feel your soul in this. So that's the first one. Now, if you say, well, but what if I don't have a business or I don't have a message yet? If you have a message, actually, write down your message. What is your message that you want to share with the world? Now, if you say, well, I don't have a business or I don't have a message yet, if you had a message to share with the world, what would that message be? Write it down. Write it down, because I really want to spend a bit of time here. If you think, oh, I don't have a message or my message is confused, okay, that's fine. That can be refined with time. But you have something that you're passionate about. Now, I'm passionate about visibility because I know how tough it is to build a business. I started a business not knowing anyone, literally started from zero with no money, and made few millions with the business and started other businesses and so on. But it was working grueling for 15, 16 hours a day for years, and knowing for very little to show for the past 3, 4 years. I know how tough it is. The conversation that I had needed to have because I couldn't pay my rent, or I ended up being homeless for 6 months because my first business didn't work out. I know how tough it is. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I know that right now that I have a wife and I have a family, I don't want them to be in that situation. And I know that you have someone that you care about. I know that you have something in your mind that you say, I got to make this work. You got to. You got no other choice. Because if you don't make this work, then the people that need to hear your message, they will never hear that message. That's what I say to myself every day. But also, if you don't make this work, what about the people that believed in you, that supported you, that took a pun on you? You're letting them down. And that's not nice to hear, I know that. But one of my biggest shaking point was when I didn't have like enough money to go on holiday with my wife, and she was paying everything on her credit cards. I said, no, that stuff has got to change. I'm not allowing this to happen anymore. Small thing, but for me, it was important. So think about that. I'm going back to some of the comments here. It said, look at too many people spend a lot of time and money making themselves look great on the outside, but not enough time to work on the most important thing. The thing that makes the rest of it work, the things without which nothing else matter. Yes, I'm talking about your mindset and his matter. I got to disagree with you, Craig, for a moment. I got to disagree, Craig. And the reason why I'm disagreeing with you, it is because it's both important. The outside and the inside is not just about one or the other. It's about both of them at the same time, because you have a lot of great people that have a strong mindset that they are making any money, they're not making any impact. But they have a strong mindset. Why? Because they're missing the outside. And you have other people that are just focusing on the outside, and because they're lacking the inside, then they're feeling crap about themselves. So I gotta disagree with you, because both are important if you want to make it work and if you want to have a huge impact in your business. We have Sharon that says, passionate about changing lifestyle for the better. Thank you. Let me know what your message. What is your message? What is that you want to share with the world? Because remember one thing: purpose beats skills. You might not be great at the thing that you want to do yet, but if you have a strong reason why, the skills will come. The reason why will give you the motivation to keep going and work at it up until it works. I believe that anyone can get whatever they want in life. That's what I believe. I believe I can get whatever I want in life. I'm not in control of the win. In my role, as long as I stay on things that I love, the things that I'm passionate about, it fills my soul and my spirit, I'm going to work. I'm going to do whatever I can to make it happen, because my purpose beats every skills that I have. I'm going to attract people. I'm going to attract opportunities. I'm going to attract resources. And you will too, if you don't stop. And some of you know this guy, legend, Kobe Bryant, died a few months ago. Helicopter accident. One of the most respected and incredible basketball players that ever lived. And he said one thing: that your purpose is not the destination. Your purpose is the work that you're putting in every single day, is the journey. If you love the journey, you're going to love the destination. If you hate the journey, no matter where you are going, you're going to hate it. Because that's what the purpose is. And so remember, in any type, and you have two things that you can share. You have in your life, something happens to you that you need to work on yourself, which is the building phase. So what we call the building phase. These are not things that you're going to teach to others. These are when you're talking about creating your message. It's not things you're going to teach to others, because they are learning a lessons that you really need to get yourself. Now, then you have sharing phase. Sharing phase is things that you have owned in your life. Things that you moved forward, that you moved past. And now you are ready to share them to others, because you know that you can walk your talk. The worst thing you can do is to help people with the things you need to help the most. That's fucked up. It is. Because now you're looking for other people to make you feel better about yourself. But if you are looking at what is that I've done with my life, that I can look back and say, I've owned this, I've helped other people with this, and you're sharing that, and you're going to be, nothing can stop you. In fact, one of the things that I had to go through, I suffered with eating disorders. And that was before, like while I was starting my business. I wasn't even thinking about visibility, but I was very uncomfortable about one thing, that talking about eating disorders is socially accepted more in the female community, but not in the male community. You don't talk about if you're a man that you have eating disorders. I went through anorexia, I went through bulimia, I went through overeating habits. I came out of it because I went to Overeaters Anonymous, which is the Alcoholic Anonymous version for overeaters. Now, I started talking about this once I found a center, once I got rid of these addictions that happened. And after a few years, I said, you know what, I want to talk about this because I felt so bad about myself, thinking that I was a bad human being and I wasn't good enough because I was eating too much. That's what's going on in my head. And that's what's going on in the head of a lot of people that are going through any type of addiction. And I said, I want to talk about it. And these were my first media appearances. I went on radio, I went on podcasts. I started talking about it. So no matter where you are, you have a message to share. That's the bottom line. You don't need to have a huge business to talk about things that are important to you for people. Start sharing your message no matter where you are. Are we in the same page? Are we on the same? Give me a whoop whoop if we are on the same page with this. I really need to understand you to understand this. You have a message to share no matter where you are. You have things that you can talk about that not things that you're going through right now. These are for you to keep and to work on, not to put in the public eye. You hire someone to work on this stuff, but the things that you know that you have implemented, you have gone through in your life, that now you're saying, yes, I can share this. And now, as I said, also the world is changing. I mean, I'm not going to spend too much on this, but you have the UN created the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDG. Now, every business is invited and encouraged to allocate, to have a purpose and a mission that is stronger than making money. Every business in the world. And they're doing a lot of work and campaigns for this. Now, there are the goals, which is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation, reducing inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and then you have partnership for the goals. So you can always find a topic that you're passionate about within the 17 categories. And I'm going to send the image in the group. Don't worry about that. You can take a screenshot. You can take a picture about this. But it's really important that whatever you're doing for a greater good. And if you're doing things for a greater good with a business mind, then you're going to feel incredibly fulfilled and have a good lifestyle as well while you're doing so. So then the next thing that I want to talk about is on the MVP method of attraction is visibility. That's the next thing. So we talked about your message, which is the M. Now visibility. Now we're going to cover visibility in the next part of the training. Because if you say, well, but I don't have thousands of pounds to spend every month on a PR firm to help me get on publications and be visible and all that stuff, don't worry. I'm going to give you 4 strategies that are going to help you to have visibility, to build your audiences to millions of people and get your message in front of millions of people in a moment. That's called the ASAP formula, which is going to be covered at the end of this workshop. Now, the next thing of the MVP method is then the P, which stands for personal brand. So we told you about your message, your visibility, which we're going to cover after we finish this part, and then your personal brand. Now, having your personal brand, in particular in this industry, is crucial. Find a lot of people that are hiding behind the logo, that want to put their face out there because they say, well, it's not about me. But as I said before, it is about you. Because how do you hire a coach or a mentor? You don't hire a logo. How do you hire a speaker? You don't hire a logo. You hire a person. You hire the person behind that message. That's what you do. And that's why it's important for you to get known of your personal brand, And you might be thinking right now, well, but I'm not Oprah with a TV channel. I'm not Gary Vee with millions of followers and hustling every day. I'm not Les Brown, credible communicator and speaker. I'm not Levi Roots. If you love that, I love Levi Roots with the reggae sauce. If you know that, I did an event with him where I was blessed to share the stage with Les Brown and with Gary Vee. I was blessed to share the stage with Levi Roots as well. Oprah's on the line. I was like, I'm not Ariana Huffington, which created a magazine. I've not done yet incredible things. I've not done it. So what if I'm not known yet? When shall I start? I'm not known yet. I haven't done anything incredible, grandiose yet. Some of you may have, but maybe some of you said, no, I haven't. Where shall I start? Well, there is always an answer, which is now, right now, because that's how they got to where they are right now. They started somewhere. They started with a message. They started with something that they believed in, and they started talking about people about it. That's what they did. And if you do the same, there's nothing that is going to stop you. Nothing that is going to stop your dreams. Nothing that is going to stop the aspirations that you have for yourself, for your family, for your community, for the world. That's crucial. So what I want to know in the MVP method, so we talked about message, we talked about visibility, and we talked about personal brand. I want you to know, which one do you want to focus on right now? Well, what do you feel is the thing that you got to work on the most right now? Is the message? Is that your visibility strategy? Is that your personal brand? Let me know in the comment. Let me know in the comment and give me a whoop whoop if we are on the same page. I'm going back here on the call. In fact, now I can see all the whoop whoop coming in. Farzana said you can only help others when you reach the point of zero limits within yourself. This, I believe, is the point where one becomes the authority in their own life. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to become an authority in your own life. But at the same time, don't wait up until things are perfect. Because that's the other thing. The imposter syndrome is like, well, but I'm not good enough to do this yet. How the heck are you going to become good if you don't start? And there are a lot of people are going through healing and all the mindset stuff, but they never actually do something about it to become good. I can heal myself to play the guitar as much as I want, to work on my mindset about playing the guitar, but I don't pick up the freaking guitar, I never become a good guitar player. If I don't do my first rubbish gig in the small pub with 3 people listening, I'm never going to become a good guitar player. So we got to start, not wait up until things are perfect, because otherwise nothing is going to work. So now let's work on the visibility side, because I said we are going to work on the ASAP formula, which is what you need in order to become visible. And there are 4 parts of the ASAP formula. We're talking about association, so associating yourself with the industry leader. We're talking about speaking online or offline, getting in front of other communities. Awards, getting recognized for the work that you're doing, getting recognized for the hard work that you're putting in every single day in your life, and publications and media that give you access to millions of people. This is what we are going to talk about right now. So first of all is association. And I want you to write down while I'm going through things. I'm going to give you some exercises. So write it down in the comments, because I want to see what things are you coming up with. So association is the ability to associate yourself with other industry leaders or other brands. The reason why it's important, it is because for something called branding by association, which means that if there is someone who is perceived as an authority in their field and they are the top one, and you are here, which you started out, but you associate yourself with that brand or with that person, people are not going to think, of course, that you are the same as them, but definitely they're not going to think that you are the worst, right? So think about that. Now, the reason why then chose this reason. Now, there are different ways in which you can look at this particular project. So, for example, you can associate yourself with industry leaders. I did events with 500 people, organized an event for 500 people with Gary Vee, organized an event with Dr. John DeMartini and spoke alongside Dr. John DeMartini, organized an event with Les Brown, spoke in front of 1,000 people with Les Brown. Some of you that are more in the internet marketing field and they know Frank Kern. I had Frank Kern on my podcast, so which is one of the top 3 internet marketers in the world. So all people that I highly respect, I found a way to work with them. Now that helped my brand. Our business went from £20,000 a year to 120,000 the year that I did the event with Les Brown. It was 3-4 years we were in business. I had this call and this opportunity, did the event with Les Brown, and literally the, the the amount of credibility that gave me, it almost gave the reinforcement for all the people that were on the fence about working with us to say, yes, I want to work with you. Now, it's not that I was different. I was doing the same service before having that talk with Les Brown. However, people would see me under a different light. And remember, it's all about perception here. It's all about perception. And if they perceive that they can trust you, then they're going to buy from you. If you're not perceived that they can trust you, they're not going to buy from you. They're not going to even listen from you. One of our clients, Matt, used this principle incredibly well. He associated himself and did an event with Grant Cardone, bring him into the UK. That blew up massively. His property business. So he's a property investor. He's not a speaker. He's not a coach. He's not a mentor. But he understood that if he associated himself with someone known in the property industry, his brand will grow. And that's why he spent time to build a relationship with Grant Cardone, organize an event with him in the UK, blew up his brand. Same thing, you can see Matt on having at an event with Alan Sugar, Lord Alan Sugar. Same thing. Again, he was putting himself out there, and guess what happened to his property business? It grew. More people wanted to do deals with him because he was known and because he had that social proof and that credibility. Another type of association that you can have is with established brands. Now, for example, these are some of the brands that we worked with and our clients. Now, the Adecco Group is the largest recruitment agency in the world. In our corporate company, we offer training to recruitment companies. What we did is to associate first with the Adecco Group, and then that became our business card for all the other contracts that we got. And we're talking about six-figure contracts in the corporate world, just one contract. But with the way we're able to get in is because of the credibility we got from the Adecco world. So this is another way you can associate yourself with brands. So while I'm going through it, I want you to write down who are some of the people that you want to associate yourself with. Write down three people that could blow up your brand if you were associated with them. What are 3 companies that you believe in, that you like, or that are important in your field, that you can associate yourself with? On LinkedIn, for example, in the recruitment side, was one of our clients. This is Yelena, for example, used this principle incredibly well. She's a client, and she got a gig, 3 speaking gigs actually at Amazon, to do panels around female leadership and women in corporate. Now, she's a career consultant. She's a career coach. So she's not about female leadership. She's a career coach. But do you think that using the Amazon brand could get her in front of other audiences, other speaking engagements, other people trusting her? Absolutely. And what happened? You can see the person beside her, the black lady with the turquoise top and gold top. She's Michelle Raymond, and she's one of our clients and one of our mentors in the Profile Builder program. And she got invited to be there because Yelena made the invitation. So once you're in, then you can share opportunities, you can share partnerships. Another thing you can do is actually leverage charities. If there is a charity that you're passionate about, then you can work alongside the charity and help you raise your visibility. So write down some charities. It doesn't have to be charities, but can be non-for-profit organizations that you believe in, that you can associate yourself with. Now, Stella, one of our clients, she won the award as Coach of the Year a couple of years ago in our award ceremony. And she got on the cover of the Evening Star, and she got on the cover of another magazine recently, not because of her work as a confidence coach, but because she actually went through breast cancer, twice. Fortunately, she survived, and both times. And she started working with the charity. Once working with a charity, they decided to make her the face of some of her advertisement campaigns because of her involvement. And then that led it to be on the front cover of the Evening Standard and the front cover of other magazines because they loved working with her. Do you think that their business grew after that? She got more inquiries for other media appearances, to work more in schools. She does a lot of work with the young people and young girls in schools. Trust me. Yes. So that's another way. So what other organization that you can associate yourself with? Um, so I'm going to go, before we go into the next one, which is speaking. I'm going to go back to the chat box. In fact, Kid said, Sharon said they want to focus on visibility. Lynette says, live imperfection, action fail, fail forward fast. Absolutely. Um, uh, I shared, Roger said, I shared a virtual stage with Yelena at the online networking event. Oh, that's brilliant. I say that's a small word. So you see now that you can leverage now the association to grow your profile, so then more people are going to listen to you and you can have more impact and build your business faster. The second one is speaking. Oh, speaking is my favorite. I made a few millions just speaking. Is the thing I love the most doing, because once you're on that stage, you are the authority. All the eyeballs, all the attention of people, all their hearts, they are on you, and there is no better way to make an impact than speaking, in my opinion, whether it's online or offline. I'm not talking about live speaking. Some people, you can have an online business and speak online, you can speak offline, you can run small events, large events. There are millions of ways to do that, but speaking is the one thing that is also connected with revenue generation, because you are not only associated with a brand, but you're actually in front of your ideal clients. If they like what you have to say, they will buy from you. that they like what they have to say, and they have the money to pay for it. They will buy from you. That's what's gonna happen, and that's why I love speaking. It also helps you open a lot of doors. One of the doors that opened, for example, doing a TEDx talk, was getting invited in most prestigious stages, getting invited in the House of Parliaments, talking about things around entrepreneurship here in the UK, for example. One of our clients used it to organize a small workshop. We mentored him, we helped him organize a small workshop. He had about 20 people in, and he teaches affiliate marketing. He made £9,000 from a small event with 20 people. That's a good couple of hours of work. We like that. The most I personally made in a day speaking has been £120,000 in a day. That's a good day of work. I like that. Or Suze, she was already running events, she was already giving talks, but we tweaked one of her offering and we tweaked one of the talks she was doing. She went from making 5,000 in a day to 40,000 in a day, and she talks about financial empowerment. If you don't want to organize your own event, maybe you want to work in the corporate market. Another way to use speaking is to go into organization and corporate organization. Now, Aslam, for example, which one of our clients, we help them both run his own events and get into corporate. Now, with his own events, building a relationship with the participants in clients, he got £54,000 in 4 months. But also, he decided that he was going to Dubai for business. And he approached a company to deliver a workshop for them. What happened is that they loved so much the first one that he was delivering, going in for free, just for them to have a try, and then see if they wanted to have to hire him to run workshops for them. They hired him immediately, and he spent 2 days in that company doing 4 workshops. And he went in just doing 1 for free. So you can see that even in the corporate market, whether you're doing it online, like we are going and delivering online webinars and workshop right now, and or maybe you're not the kind of person that this is really interesting, maybe you're not the kind of person that you want to make it about yourself, but you love and you shine when you make other people shine, and that's your biggest gift. That's, for example, my wife. She's a professional MC and moderator. When she goes on stage, it is very rarely to talk about the work that she does, her methodology, the impact that she's making. It's not about that. When she goes on stage, is to help to shine the light on other people. That's why she's a radio presenter. She was a TV presenter. She's a radio host. And that's a conference in Paris with more than 10,000 people. She gets paid 2,000 to 2,500 pound, or sometimes 3,000 every single day when she's on stage doing moderation. She's really good at what she does, but there is another way to speak without speaking. If you think about Oprah, she built a career doing interviews with others. It's not just about, very rarely, she would deliver at the beginning a talk about herself. All the time was about interviewing others, and that's where she shined the most. So maybe that's you, and you speaking in that way. So now what I want to ask you is, where do you want to go and speak? Do you want to focus on the corporate market? Do you want maybe to run your own events and seminars? Or do you want to shine the light on other people and become a moderator? Whatever is going to be for you, that's going to raise your profile, that's going to get you clients. So what would you like to focus on? Write it down. Let me know here. I love to hear from you. Uh, Sharon says Lasco, Amazon, and Mind Valley. Farzan says Tony Robbins. So thank you very much for your comments. Now I want can everyone, if you're watching right now, if you're watching, maybe you have not commented so far before I go on, because we have another 20-25 minutes left. So before I go on, are we on the same page? If we are on the same page, everyone is watching right now, give me a whoop whoop here in the comments, because I can see like 30 of you here and five people commenting. There's something off here. So whoever is this is not commenting, can you give me a whoop whoop so I can see that you are alive? Are you with me? Okay. Because that's for me. The more you give me, remember, the more you give me, the more I'm gonna give you. If you don't give me when I ask you to comment, I'm gonna become boring as hell. And trust me, I can do that. I can deliver an entire workshop like this. And then I'm gonna teach you how to become visible in your field. And I'm gonna teach you how to become known. And I'm gonna teach you how to use speaking. And I can do this monotone tone of voice for the next 25 minutes if you don't give me a whoop whoop. All right, no, I don't want to do that. I feel bored I'm getting bored myself, so I'm not gonna do that. But we are we are on the same page. Okay, so now let's look at the next one. Awards and recognitions. Now, awards and recognitions are important for two reasons. One, for yourself. We work very hard in our businesses to make things happen. What people don't see is the work that we put behind the scene. They don't see that. They don't see the moments where we don't know what to do with our businesses. They don't see the moments where we have to have difficult conversation with our clients. They don't see the moments where there is something that all the troubles that you're going through. They don't see that. And it's important to be rewarded for the hard work. Now, of course, no one is going to reward you if you don't if you don't basically apply for it. Because that's where the award industry is. If you just wait for someone to suddenly out of the blue notice you and say, hey, this is your award, congratulations, without letting them know all the work that you're putting behind the scene, then that's not going to happen. But if you say, hey, if you come to a place and say, you know what, I deserve this, I deserve to receive this award, that's important for you, because you're giving to yourself something because of all that you're giving out. But there is another thing which is really important. The other thing which is really important is that for your clients and the people that are following you. Now, I win a few awards every single year. I made it a point to win a minimum of 2 awards every single year. The reason why it is because I can leverage those awards for media, for publications, for speaking, for other things, for connecting with other influencers, to show our clients, and listen, this is the work that we do and we've been awarded for it. It's a moment of celebration. That's why it's so important, awards and recognitions, to really separate you from everyone else that is just a coach, it's just a speaker. And one award is not going to change your business. It's not that now you have this award and suddenly the sky will open up and things will magically start working in your business. No, but it will create a buzz around what you do, which you can then leverage.
So I got awarded as one of the most influential migrant entrepreneur in the House of Parliament. Won the award, one of the the best public speaker in the UK in 2016. Won the award as a young entrepreneur of the year from the Federation of Small Businesses in London, which awarded the top entrepreneurs in in London. But the award that I'm most proud of is Man of the Year from a women's business club. That has been the award I'm the most proud of, which is the Maximize Man of the Year 2018. You know, women to award men, man, that's tough. Is a tough gig. It's a tough gig. So having women saying as a man, you're doing okay, you're doing good. That was the best award I can get. Because you women behind the scene, you know how much you talk. I hear my wife talking with her friends, and sometimes I'm like, ooh, thanks God I'm not part of that conversation. So that's things I'm the most proud of. And that also led me actually to meet the royal family and to meet the Queen, or actually the Queen's hat, in Westminster Cathedral for a private meeting. Again, for the work as a recognition for the work that we're doing in the UK for entrepreneurship. And then at some point we started giving awards to our clients. This is Sarah, which won the Influencer Business of the Year. Make sure you follow Sarah. She's incredible. She's a property trainer. She's killing it. Really, really great business person. We have Jacqueline or Carol Ann that won awards. This is the picture of our last award ceremony. Now, but guess what happened? Because they won Jacqueline won the award as best newcomer in our business. Someone that award got picked up from another organization, and she got another award from her local networking group that then leveraged to get other publications. So you can see how things are getting on. Or, for example, because Carol Ann got that particular award, that got picked up from a book project, and they wanted her to feature a story in a book, and then she became a published author. So that's something that can happen when you can leverage the awards that you get. Or Rohini, another kind that got awarded between the 100 UK and India most influential between UK and India relationship. It's an incredible women award, and she was featured in that. And guess what? Her business grew because then suddenly she had more clients because they saw that kind of work. And there is one resource for you. This is a resource for you, which is awardslist.co.uk. That's where you can apply and find all the awards that you want. So awardslist.co.uk. There are also other global lists, but here in the UK, this is a great resource where you can have a listing and you can apply for them. They're all divided by category. They're giving the entry criteria. Again, a couple of awards, they can really change your business, and they can really create a great buzz that can help you build your audience faster around your business. Trust me. That's a great resource to use. So now we're going to move to the next one, which is the last one, publications and media. Publications and media, and that's the P of the ASAP formula. Now, publications and media, they give you massive exposure. That's what they're going to give you, massive exposure to millions of people. Now, you might start small, start from a small blog, a small podcast, but guess what? Things will grow. In fact, I started writing articles about 6 years ago. The beginning, no one was reading them. Thanks God. They were pretty rubbish. My grammar is crap in English. So even now, my thanks God to Grammarly that corrects my sentences when I write, even for Forbes. But I got picked up by other publications. I got picked up by journalists moving forward. And that led me to write for Forbes. Millions of viewers being interviewed on Entrepreneurs on Fire. Millions of listeners, which is a podcast, or Entrepreneur Magazine, the Huffington Post, Sky Television in front of 16 million people. Another thing that helped me massively was growing that into the cover of magazines. Where this, for example, me and my wife are both in the public speaking field, and we are both we got featured in the cover of this magazine as the public speaking power couple, and they're like a 5-page article inside. This is again when we are talking about positioning. This is the positioning that gives people the trust to say, you know what, if I work with you, I'm gonna be okay. Because when you are in the public eyes, when you have people knowing you, that's called social proof. If you look at when you buy something on Amazon, what do you look at? You look at the reviews, right? You look at the reviews. If the reviews are positive, you buy it. If the reviews are low 1 star, you don't buy it. So that's what it creates. And again, being featured in magazines, that helped me grow my business. And guess what? One of the other things that you can leverage is now actually get on television. Now there are two types of television. There is a local media, and if you have a local TV station and you want to share your message, and you can find a program within your local TV station that cover this kind of message, apply it for them, because to go into small local TV station is very easy if you ask for it and if you know how to approach the journalist. But then guess what? Some of the smaller publication, they got me into this national TV show. I was talking about Brexit in front of 60 million people. I'm not a Brexit expert. I know very little about Brexit. But when they said, hey, can you talk about Brexit? We need an opinion for an Italian living in London. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm going to do that. I spent 2 hours researching Brexit and then I delivered the interview. My grandma almost had an heart attack in Italy. Because she was zapping through the different channels and she saw that particular TV show while I was live. So another thing, for example, once you start even with publications, we had one of our clients getting on Forbes magazine, which then again you get access to millions of viewers. Great way to build your reputation, to build your profile. There are a lot of resources here called helpareporter.com. If you've never seen this before, write it down. Helpareporter.com. Helpareporter.com. Basically, it connects journalists with sources. If you have every day you receive an email saying, hey, I'm a journalist, I'm looking for this, can you comment? You pitch, you write your comment, and then they choose from the different application. Then if you get picked, then you get published. You can find small publication, but you can find really large one. In fact, one of our clients, we taught her how to use Haro, and we have a template on how to reach out to journalists. She got featured on Forbes on her first try. I was like, bloody hell. Took me like 3 years to get to become a Forbes contributor. She got an article on Forbes like this. Or another article, for example, got picked up. They liked it. They put it on the cover of this women magazine on how to get paid what you're worth. Now, of course, you can. That's not me in the cover. you can see that. But the article got picked up in this magazine, and then again, the amount of people following me on social media and started building the relationship with me after that became huge. As I said, one of the things that makes a difference once you get known, now we are talking numbers. It makes a difference in your bank account. You remember the client that I said at the beginning? We were working, and she had about 50,000 followers. She was making $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Within 8 months by implementing these strategies, she built her business to 6 figures, to $100,000. The year after, she built her business to $250,000 by implementing these strategies. So she went from 6 figure to $250,000 literally in 2 years. Or, for example, Bob was a retired corporate sales trainer. He wanted to get back in the field. He got bored out of retirement. Said, I'm going to get out and I'm going to get my own contract again. But the world has changed. So we helped him raise his profile again, rebuild his visibility. After a few weeks, he got a £30,000 corporate client and another £10,000 private client that he had. Or, for example, Leela, that built their first 10K month by getting out in front of the right people, being featured in the other publications, starting having conversations, and then getting them as clients. And also she was able, because of that exposure, to get a TEDx talk and be invited to do a TEDx talk. So do you see why building your profile can help you grow your business and make an impact faster? It's like, can you see that? Can you give me a whoop whoop if you see that? Can you see how building your profile can help you grow your business and make an impact faster? Can you see that? And the second thing I'm asking you, after you write a whoop whoop, that's the first one. The second is, what has been your biggest learning so far? Because we are wrapping up in a moment. So what has been your biggest learning so far? So give me the whoop whoop if we are on the same page. And what has been your biggest learning so far? Write it down, because it's important to reflect on these learnings, so then they get cemented in into your subconscious. And actually, what actions are you going to take about that? So yeah, Patty Smith says using Haro Assist Forever is an incredible tool. It's an incredible result. Thank you for sharing, Patty. Now, what we said before is that, why do we say change makers struggle to create wealth and to make an impact? Well, there are a few reasons. We said before, people don't know about them. So if people don't know about you, can be the best in the world. No one is never going to see it. They don't get the right opportunities. You might be really good at what you do. If you don't get the right opportunities, no one is going to see you. They don't know how to monetize the opportunities. Maybe you're going to be there, like speaking left, right, and center, and you have those opportunities. But if you don't know how to monetize them, it's going to be for a short period of time, because you're very likely to give up, because you're saying, I'm doing all this work for what? I'm making an impact, but I'm making an impact in others' life and not in mine. And they don't build their profile. And as a result of that, then they don't get known, they don't get the opportunities, and they don't get the impact that they want to make. So what is one thing that you got to do right now? As I said before, you must focus on building your profile. You must focus on building your profile like it's oxygen for you and your business. If you have a big calling in life, if you want to make this work, you can't make this work in the shadow. You can't. You need to be in the light. Why? Because you are the person sharing the light for others. So you need to be in the light. Now, you can be in the spotlight, or you can be the spotlight, but you need to be in the light. You can be in the spotlight and you say, you know what, I like this. Or you can make it all about your message, but you need to be there and you need to build your profile. Because, so what if I helped you with? What if I helped you with, getting known? What if I helped you with getting you access to the right opportunities? Because I know a lot of people, we have them. And what if I helped you also monetize the existing opportunities that you have and the new opportunities that what you're going to have? What if I help you with that? And what in particular? What if I help you build your profile? What if I'll do that for you? How much would that be worth to you? Well, I can say over the years, we made, I think 2.2 million over the past 2 years, because as a result of that. Starting 9 years ago, where I was fighting to get paid £30. I was fighting. It was crazy how difficult it was. And it's not something that happens overnight. I don't believe in things that happen overnight, overnight success. Overnight success is something that you plant the seeds for a while. But if you don't plant the first seed, then the tree is never going to grow. So how much would that be worth to you? Maybe another £1,000 this year, another 10,000, maybe another 100,000, maybe 1 million in the long run. How much is going to be worth to you? And how much is going to be worth to you, not only on a financial level, but on a personal level? Right now, I was feeling really crap about myself because I wasn't able to support my wife, to support, she had to pay for everything whenever we're going for a meal. I remember we had a fight one night, and we were still dating at the time. We had a fight, and I bought her a bunch of flowers after the fight, and the flowers didn't work. And they were our favorite flowers, lilies. So I knew that if I buy a bunch of flowers and the flowers don't work, there's something bigger that I got to do. Otherwise, it ain't working there. And so I remember I took her to a nice restaurant, and that was the only money I had left in my bank account. When I proposed, I could buy only like a £250 ring because I couldn't afford more. And I said to myself, I'm not going to be in that position again. I'm going to do something about it. And making the business work meant that we could have actually the wedding that we wanted. Like we had a horse and carriage. we were married at the top of a castle in the south of Italy. It was incredible. And how much would it be worth to the world? Because if you're now building your profile and sharing that message, how many people, how many causes are you going to help? How many causes are you going to support? How much would that be worth to the world? Because now we are going down to impact. And remember one thing, environment dictates the performances that you get. Because right now you might be all excited. You say, you know what? Yes, I'm excited. Actually, if you're excited right now, give me a whoop whoop. If you're excited about building your profile, everyone is watching this right now. Give me a whoop whoop here in the comments. I want to see you. Now you might be right now all excited, all whoop whooping, and saying, okay, I'm going to make this work. But the environment dictates the performance that you get. If you haven't done this so far, what's going to tell you you're going to do it later? We are human beings. We are creatures of habits. And I remember, so something you might not know about me, but I play basketball professionally. I'm pretty short. And you can see me there in the picture when my wife looked at the picture, said, you don't really belong there. I said, thank you, baby. I love you too. But I play professionally in the third division in the National League. But right now, I'm missing so much playing and not going out and playing with my teammates. And I am the worst in the team. I'm the absolute worst in that team. Why do I stay there if I'm the worst? I could go in another team because I'm at a level where um I'm one of the best player in an amateur level and one of the worst of the professional level. That's the level I am. It's a very weird level to be in, which I can go in another team and make a killing. But I decide to stay there and sometimes play 2 minutes a game, or sometimes go to the games, drive to Manchester and not even play. Up for two reasons. One is the coach. He used to play in the NBA for the Lakers, which is my favorite team. For those of you that don't know what the NBA is or what basketball is, this is a big deal. So I wanted to be coached by the best. And the second is by the community, by the guys that were there. Now, I had my best game. I remember I had 8 points in 2 minutes. For those of you that don't know about basketball, it's a big deal. How did I get so many points in 2 minutes? Because they were passing me the ball and giving me opportunities consistently. They wanted me to score more than I wanted to score myself. And when you're in that community, when you're in that environment, that energy feeds in the results that you're going to get. And the other thing I'm in the team is for the work that we're doing for young people. We take young people off the street. I do deliver a lot of workshop on a charity level for them, to the young people that are taken off the street and give them life skills. I love supporting that charity. But what really works? So what it works is a personalized strategy, is working together and real-time feedback. Because if you have a personalized strategy, I don't believe that everyone is the same. I don't believe that. What works for me might not work for you. But what I'm good at finding is what works for you. Because every person is different. Every personality is different. My wife, I love going out and speaking. I do 200 events a year. My wife, she does 10 events a year. She gets paid really well and run her business from home. I want to go out. I want to see people. So the way I build my business is different from the way my wife builds her business. So that's why personalized strategy is really important. It's important to work together, to give each other opportunities, feed from each other's energy, whether it's online or offline. And it's the real-time feedback because, as Daniel said before, if you do the wrong things over and over again, it's not that it's going to get better. And if you know immediately in real time and you say, hey, Simone, I've got this question. Is this going to work? And I can tell you, hey, no, change this. Now it saves you years of trial and error and figure out that tweak by yourself. Because I spent the past 9 years doing that. So what do you choose? Do you choose to keep doing things on your own and trying to figure out the magic thing? Or do you want to be part of a community that can support you every step of the way? Well, right now it's time to make a choice, and the choice is yours. I wanted to introduce you to Michelle. In fact, Michelle was one of our clients, and is still one of our clients. Started working with us 2 years ago. He blew up her profile so much that we decided to create together a program called the Profile Builder, which I'm going to talk to you right now about. Now, Michelle now gets at least 3 to 4 speaking gigs every single week, and he's always on the cover of publications, he's always on television, radio, podcasts, you name it, she's there. That's why I said, you know what? We need to collaborate. We need to partner up. We need to do something together because we can support and help a lot of our clients building their profile. And that's where the Profile Builder was born. And I wanted to share with you, how can you be part of the Profile Builder Intensive? Now, I'm really excited about this because, as you mentioned before, you have the journey from hobby, expert, influencer, and authority. That's the journey where you're in. And the Profile Builder works for the hobby and the expert stage. For the influencer stage, we had the influencer program. But the profile builder is focused at the hobby stage to help you become an expert, and the expert to help you become an influencer in your field. And we're going to cover three things on the profile builder. We're going to help you refine your message. So then you have a message that not only impacts people, but also gets you media, gets you speaking engagement, and builds your personal brand. We're going to help you create your personal brand in a way that becomes attractive and magnetic based on your personality, based on your profile. You know, I'm me. I'm Italian. I'm loud. I'm crazy. I play the bloody didgeridoo. uh, I'm vegan. I have a certain personality, and I bring my personality to the table and my personal brand to the table. I want you to do the same. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. There is enough of me around. But I remember that when I started growing my personal brand, I was being a copy of others. I don't want you to be a copy of anyone. You can do you. And people are looking to hear just your authentic message and who you are. So we're going to help you build a personal brand on the way you are. And then we're going to help you with the visibility. We're going to help you getting associated with the industry leaders and companies in your field. We're going to help you get speaking engagements. We're going to help you win awards. And we're going to help you get on publications and podcasts. Now, the Profile Builder Intensive, let me tell you, is not for. If you're not committed, if you're just like a bit in and out, if you don't have an opinion, say, no, I don't know. And you don't want to talk about things that you believe in. You don't want to put the work in, and you're just waiting for that magic pill that suddenly is going to solve all your life and business problem. Or if you don't want to change the world and you just do this for the money, that's not for you. I work with people that are driven by impact. But this is for you if you want to grow your business faster, if you want to make an impact in the world and share your message, if you want to become known in your field so you can have a better business, a better lifestyle for yourself and the people around you, and if you want to change the world. I'm a dreamer. I am a dreamer. I think that in our small little thing, in our small little world, no matter how the impact, what the impacts we make, but we can change people's life. And if everyone here, if you hear that you're watching right now, you're doing your part. I'm doing my part. The person next to you is doing his part or her part. Things are going to change. Things are going to change for the better. So now I want to tell you how you can join the Profile Builder, and I want to give you an offer you can't refuse. I want to give you an offer you can't refuse. I don't know if you can hear the music, but let me know if you can hear the music. I've got the Godfather music in the background. If you can't hear it, then maybe you can't hear the music. I want to give you an offer that you can't refuse, and I want you to join on the Profile Builder program. So what are you going to get? First of all, you're going to get access, a lifetime access to our Profile Builder program, which is an online program where we're going to help you identify the message that is going to get you media, publication, and a message that is going to get you client. We're going to help you build your personal branding roadmap. So then you can be fully you and build your following by not pretending to be someone else, and build your business and your message around who you are and what you believe in. We are going to help you build your omnipresence so you can be everywhere and create the effect where, like, I've seen you all the time, that creates trust and creates clients. We're going to help you refine your visibility strategy on TV, magazines, podcasts, and getting on stages. We're going to help you get on local and global stages depending on where you are in your business. We're going to help you get on niche publication and mainstream media. Whether it's niche publication, whether these are your clients are, and that the publication that your ideal clients are reading, and the mainstream media to give you that credibility that is going to then give you even more opportunities. And we're going to teach you how to monetize and leverage each opportunity. Whether it's a TV show, whether it's a magazine, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a speaking gig, there are monetization strategies. And if you don't know them, then you become known, but don't make any money. Now, in this way, you can become known, make an impact, and make money at the same time, win-win. Now, the cost of the program is £1,497, and you will have lifetime access to the full program. Now, if you join right now, this is what they're going to give you as well. We have built a global database of more than 500 publications looking for contributors. So they are all listed and they're all going to be there for you, where you can apply, and we have then the templates to help you apply to those publications. So you don't have to spend hours doing the research. It took me 4 years to build this database. So to give you an idea, you don't have to spend 4 years to build that. You will have it as part of the program to which you will use to get those media features. And we guarantee media features as well. For those of you that are relevant, I will make personal introduction. So, for example, I got a personal introduction to a client, which is together on Forbes, which is Yelena, which she became a Forbes contributor for direct introduction. Or Edward J.C. Smith, or help make an introduction. He got accepted and then the right of Forbes. And that's what you're going to get. So the templates. If you decide to join today, you're also going to get the templates to contact journalists. Because you might not know how to contact a journalist, how to approach them, what are the best ways to build a relationship with them, to submit your pitch, to submit your article ideas, to respond to a request. We have done all the templates for you. We have about 20 templates that you can use in every different situation, in every social media platform to apply. And that's it will be £500. You have that included. For example, we had one of our clients, Washington, that just immediately after joining got his first speaking opportunity and booked 2 podcasts. That is crazy. I think he got like 4 speaking opportunities within the first week of joining. Then we have, you're going to have a database of more than 100 events that are looking for speakers in the UK and Europe. Now, as we are looking at it right now, the events industry might be closed, but they're going to open again. And right now is a great time to contact event organizers and getting booked for events whenever the event industry is going to reopen again. Again, this is 4 years of work. We have done the work for you, consolidated everything, and you're going to have access to that too. For example, one of our clients, she got an event to speak at the House of Commons because of the database that we have built. Or Leela, and because of a recommendation from Michelle, we have Leela and Evelina, 2 members of the Profile Builder. They both got selected to deliver a training in Dubai, paid $2,000 each per day for 5 days. That's not a bad gig. That's not a bad gig. All expenses paid to Dubai, spent a week there, 5 days of training. And that was Evelina and Leila. They got shortlisted and the introduction was made as a result of the Profile Builder. The other thing you're going to get if you join right now, this happens if you join right now, you're going to get a VIP live profile building strategy intensive half-a-day training. So we spend half a day together as a group, and we are going to brainstorm what is going to be your strategy that works for you. Because, for example, if you're not great at public speaking yet, focusing on events, it might not be the best strategy you want to apply. Or maybe you don't like writing and you love speaking. Maybe your best strategy is focus on speaking instead of writing for publications. So we are going to identify a roadmap and a strategy that works for you and the message that works for you on our Alpha Day call that we are going to do together. And that happens only if you join right now. I don't do these Alpha Day calls. I decided to do them as part of the Profile Builder because I can see the impact that people have. In fact, one of our clients, because of the Alpha Day call, she created a new methodology and a new message. Now, that new message helped her sell more than 1,000 products. She made $35,000 from the sales of these products that she created. Got picked up by the CNN, bet on the CNN in front of 388 million people. That's what happened as a result of that particular strategy. And so you're going to get the same. So to recap, what are you going to get? You're going to get lifetime access to our Profile Builder online program to give you all the different strategies to build your profile. You're going to get the media database to reach out to the journalists. You're going to get the template so you know what to say when you reach out. You're going to get the event database so you can be booked to speak and get clients through online and live speaking events. And you're going to get our VIP Profile Builder training where we're going to spend half a day together, create your strategy, review your message, and create something that is going to work for you so you can get the results that you want and you can get known in your field. Now, if you were to buy everything separately, it would be £4,997. But I got something special for you. We told to Daniel, we decided to make a special offer for the program. And if you join right now, and Daniel is going to put the link, someone on the team is going to put the link here in the comments. So you get it right now. It's going to be either a one payment of 497 or three payments of £200. So one payment of £497 or three payments of £200. You can see the link that is going to pop in a moment in the comments. So you're going to get everything only for this. And we're never going to do this again. This is just for Daniel. This is just for this group. Now, for those of you that join as well, and you join right now, you're going to get a secret bonus. We like to surprise people. I'm not going to tell you what it is up until you join, but you're going to get it. And some people that join, when we did the event last time, I gave the same secret bonus. And I had someone hugging me with tears in their eyes. So I'll tell you, it's done good. Now, if you just achieve half of what I promised, half, maybe you're going to get one big publication, 1 gig. Would it be worth it? 497 quid. Maybe you're going to get 2 publications, 2 gigs. Maybe you're going to get 10 publications, 10 gigs. Maybe you're going to connect with influencers in your field that you always wanted to. Would it be worth it if you just achieve half of it? And this is also the thing. We have a result guarantee. Now, if you implement the program, and after implementing, you say, no, Simone, I didn't get the results. I've done the work. Then we will give you your money back. We only want happy clients. But we also want clients to do the work. That's why you implement the program, you don't get the results, full money back. You have nothing to lose, you have just to gain. But you got to do the work. Because if you say, oh, well, I didn't get any results. We had some people say, oh, I didn't get any results. I checked in. She never logged in the Bloody Online program. She never attended one of the calls. So I can do miracles. Just because you buy doesn't mean you're going to get results. But if you're committed to do the work, this program is going to work 100%. We had more than 60 people going through the program since we launched, and everyone got featured. Everyone built a profile. So what if I have other question before joining? Well, if you have other question before joining, message me. We are here in the app. Message me, send me a message there in the live stream. I can answer your questions, or send me a private message. I will answer you the questions that you have. Maybe you have a question that I have not covered it. Let me know. But this is just if you join it right now. Because remember one thing for our wrap up. Purpose beats skills. We said it before. But purpose beats circumstances. What do I mean about that? It means that it doesn't matter what's going on in the outside world. If you have a strong sense of purpose, if you have a strong sense of meaning, if you have something that is driving you, you're going to find a way to create what you want. And I'll tell you, we started our business with nothing. It was drive, determination, and working with the right people. My purpose gave me the energy that I needed to change the circumstances around me. And for example, Dilys, she's one of our clients. She lost her husband last year. Within 6 months, she published a best-selling book talking about her grieving process. So can you imagine how tough this is to do that? But she had a purpose, and her purpose was to help other women that are going through widowhood. And she wanted to document her journey and write a book about it. She felt sick. She felt unwell. It was tough for her. But she created it. She had an incredible book launch. That got her to go on the BBC, that got her to go on other major publications and other major TV show and build her business in that way. Because her purpose was bigger than the circumstances. So right now you might be thinking, oh, well, I got the coronavirus. I'll make a decision later. The external world is always going to happen. If you have a good purpose, if you have the energy inside and you are committed, you're going to make it work no matter what. Because you always have a cost. There is a cost of taking action and a cost of not taking any action. What is the cost of not taking action? A lot of time is even higher than the cost of taking an action. So to recap, then I'm going to go. You're going to get a profile builder program where we teach you all the profile building different strategies. We're going to help you with the media database, get in front of journalists. We're going to give you the templates to reach out to journalists. We're going to give you the events to reach out and approach so you can speak there. And we are going to help you build your profile and create a profile that is right for you and a strategy that is perfect for you so you can get known, you can make an impact, you can make a difference in this world. Again, the price is only for today. 3 payments of £200 or one payment of 497. Now the VIP profile building training is only if you get it right now, the fourth bonus. It's not if you're gonna get it at the end of the day, it's not gonna if you're gonna get it tomorrow. If you're gonna spend a half a day together, then you gotta get it right now. So it's 3 payments of £200 or 4 payments of 497. It's time to wrap up. If you have any other question, let me know. Please reach out to me. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you very much for playing full out. Thank you very much for doing the work that you're doing because the world needs you. And I would love to facilitate that process and help you get out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simone. That was a fantastic presentation. So everyone, just give a whoop whoop if that was useful. Just let's have another whoop whoop. Yes, yes. I want it. I want it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Simone. Really, that was very inspirational. At the same time, it was very, very valuable as well. We can now introduce a lot of change in the world, starting from ourselves and then making an impact through our business and our life. So thank you so much, Simone. His offer is just amazing. I told him specifically do something that is a total no-brainer, and he duly delivered. So make sure that you grab that. The links are there in the chat, in the comments right now. So don't miss this chance. Again, it's a very, very special offer, very special moment. We know this is the right time to take action. So make sure you sign up for Simone's program.